I'm the lead consultant for Tautoa. We are a training and consulting firm. We train brokers, broker agents. We train trucking companies or assist trucking companies. We consult. If you're wanting to get into the industry as an agent, that's where you will be working as a freight broker, but contracted to an existing freight brokerage company working under their authority, their license. But it will allow you to start getting the experience, start making money. There are freight broker agents in this business that make way over six-digit incomes. Doesn't happen overnight. Don't let anybody tell you it does. I get calls every week from people saying, I was told I can make $100,000. I can make $300,000. You know, yeah, you can, but it's going to take time. It's a process. It's not overnight. But if you'd like to learn more about what we do, check out Tautoa.com, Taltoa.com. We got all kinds of packages on our website designed for freight brokers, those that are wanting to become freight broker agents. Our packages include training, consulting, and if you're wanting to start out as an agent, yes, we even offer placement into our mentorship program. That's where you're going to be able to begin your broker operation as a freight broker agent through us under our licensed brokerage, allowing you the opportunity to begin your broker operation, gain the experience, and start building that book of business. And yes, is it paid? Yes, it's paid. You're a freight broker agent. You're going to be paid standard commission of 60% on profit of the load. We call it load net, the difference between what the customer paid you to move the load and what you actually paid the truck. But what I was getting at when I first went down that road a moment ago is I get calls every week from people. Listen, Mike, I'm trying to decide, should I go out here and buy a truck, start my trucking company first, or should I start a freight brokerage first? That's a decision that every individual has to make on their own. Bottom line. My recommendation would be to begin your business plan for the trucking company, figure out what's what, get an idea of what you're doing, what you're wanting to haul, things of that. And when I say what you're wanting to haul, I'm talking about dry van, flatbed, or refrigerated. So once you get that in place, now you can decide what the best purchases to make for the equipment. You know, dry van, flatbed, or refrigerated, what kind of tractor to buy, things of that nature, new or used. But keep in mind, too, used, if you're thinking about buying a used truck, you may want to hold back. You know, the average cost of a used truck right now is over $90,000. $90,000 for a used truck. That's, yeah, we talked about that Saturday, but you know my feelings about that. That's crazy money. You know, I was talking to somebody here the other day, W900 KW, a couple of years ago, you know, $35,000 for a good used one. Today, forget it. You're pushing six digits for that same truck. He even said, you know, I'm even thinking about selling my truck now, selling it so I can make a big return on my investment. The only thing that stops him is he knows he would have to go out and buy another one. So not a good idea to do that at this point. Anyway, well, my point is, yeah, get your business plan together. Figure out what kind of equipment you're going to want to pool. You know, a lot of people say, yeah, I'm gonna get me a truck. I'm gonna get me a dry van, a refrigerator, and flatbed trailer. All right, you're gonna be a master of all trades, jack of none. You don't want them in. That's a good idea, but you're taking in a lot of overhead for hit and miss stuff. My recommendation is to decide what you're going to pull. Focus on that type of freight. Do some research and training. When our clients are using the load boards, we teach them how to calculate rates. We teach them how to do rate sheets. And the homework is, okay, we're going to have you do 3 rate sheets. One for a flatbed load, one for a refrigerated load, one for a dry van load. And part of that homework, when they've completed the rate sheet, go back and compare the rates. see which type of equipment commands the highest rate pretty much across the board. One type of equipment will stand out. So if you're a truck driver or wanting to start your own trucking company, it's a pretty good idea to know which type of freight that'd be. A lot of you already know, you're guessing. And you're probably right. To be across the board, it's going to be flatbed on a more consistent basis. Yes, refrigerated freight does jump up there during produce season, but the rest of the time you're going to see flatbed pretty much on top. Dry van, everybody wants to get into dry van. If I was starting a trucking company, and I was going to be a small business, and most trucking companies are small businesses, a dry van is not what I would buy. That's just me. The reason is if I got 2, 3, 4 trucks, they're all, I'm hauling dry van freight. Now I'm competing with Schneider, with J.B. Hunt, with Swift. You see what I mean? Companies that have thousands and thousands of trailers, they're able to give a better rate than somebody with 2 or 3 trucks, if that makes sense to you. But my point is, determine what kind of equipment you're going to want to do for your trucking company. Put that on hold and start brokering. Focus on shippers that have that kind of commodity. If you're wanting to do flatbed, you want to focus on flatbed freight if you're a broker. If you're, dry van or refrigerated, whatever you choose, focus on that type freight for your freight brokerage. Now, here's why. When you begin your freight brokerage, you start building up this customer base. Obviously, you want to search, if you plan on getting a trucking company or getting a truck down the road, starting your own trucking company, it's a pretty good idea to have customers near the base of your operation. So you're going to want to find customers within a 150, 200 mile radius of your base of operation for that type of equipment. What you're actually doing is creating a customer base, not only for your brokerage, but for your trucking operation as well when you get to that point. So when you do, and you are ready to start your trucking operation, you've got customers. Yeah, Mike, but I've been, working those customers with my brokerage. They're gonna love it that you are now an asset-based broker. In other words, you've got your own equipment. All you've got to do is send them your paperwork to get set up, and you're in the door. What I'm getting at here is no broker. And if you got customers all over the country, you may find you're going to have to deal with the broker less and less and less. For the simple reason, eventually, hopefully, the way it works out for you is everywhere you go, you've got a customer that can get you back to where you need to be. A lot of people start out by buying a truck. Yeah, well, I can start making money immediately. Yeah, you can, but you're going to have to start working through a broker immediately. So you're going backwards from the day one. See what I mean? You're using a broker, giving up 10, 15, 20, 25%, whatever, on that load. Where if that was your customer, that would be your money. You want to use a broker for a backhaul only to get your equipment to a destination you need that equipment to be. And more times than not, it's going to be at the location of one of your own customers. So, my recommendation, figure it out. What kind of equipment are you going to want to operate under your trucking company? And then put that on hold, go out here and start your brokerage. You can start as a freight broker agent if you want. Build that customer base, keeping your eye on the ball. Focused on the type of commodity that you want to haul on your own equipment down the road. That would be my recommendation. Then when the brokerage gets up to the point to where you've got a customer base that you know you would be able to put on your own truck and support your trucking operation, be profitable, there you go. Now what happens? So let's say down the road, let's say a year, 2 years down the road, you've done everything correctly. And now you're in a position where you have customer base, you're hauling the customer loads on your own trucks, making 100% of that rate, not 80, 75% of whatever the customer might be paying. You're making 100% of it. But you still got your brokerage. Hopefully by this time you've got your own authority and you're operating under your own broker authority. Now you're kind of going to do a transition. You got two separate entities. You got your trucking company, you got your broker operation, but now you're picking and choosing the loads you want to put on your own trucks. The rest of the loads you obtain from your customer or have the opportunity to move, now you can broker those to other carriers. So you are now brokering your excess freight. That's when you really start making the money. Well, you can start making the money either way, as a broker or as a trucking company. But the trick is having your own customers, having a customer base. Not using a broker for 100% of your loads. And don't say, well, I don't use a broker, I use a dispatch service. You're getting double dipped on. We've talked about that a lot. All right, check us out, Taltoa, TALTOA.com. If you have any questions about any of our services or any of our packages or whatever, feel free to call me. 479-668-0838.